Factorial. So here is how factorial works. The factorial of a positive integer n denoted by n factorial, we don't call that exclamation mark, is the product of all positive integers less than or equal to n. So that is a general form. The special case is 0 factorial is equals to 1. So 0 factorial is equals to 1. 1 factorial is just 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1 equals to 2. And then 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1 equals to 6. And then 4 factorial is 4, 3, 2, 1. That is 6 times 4 equals to 24. And then 5 factorial is 5 times 4 and then 3, 2, 1. That equals to 120. But the thing is, if you write like a 23 factorial, do you want to write every number out like 23 times 24, not 24, 23 times 22 times 21 times 20, and then all the way to 0. So this thing, you have to multiply, oh no, not 0. Okay, instead of erasing the 0, how come we don't put a 0 in here? The reason is, if you put a 0 in there, it will just make the entire line become 0, because 0 times any value equals to 0. So it doesn't matter what number you start with. So let's say you start at 100 factorial, so you go like that. So 199 and then 98 all the way to 3, 2, 1, and then stop, no 0. Because once you multiply 0, the entire thing becomes 0. So let's just erase the 0. The ending looks like this. The ending should be 3, 2, 1, no 0. But 100 factorial, do you want to type 100 numbers on your calculator? The answer is no, that is not necessary. There is a way to evaluate factorial without typing the whole expression out. So I have a few screenshots in there that is from my TI-84 plus EE. So here is how we do it. First, we type the number that you want to take factorial. So I have a 5, right? So first you type a 5. And then where do you find factorial? You go to math, you type the math button, and then you go to PROB, probability, so PROB, and then you select the fourth option, factorial. So hit enter, and then you will see there is a factorial right next to 5. You press enter, then you get your factorial. So even though you type a 9, something like that, you go to math, and then go to probability, select the fourth option, 9 factorial, then there you go. So you don't need to type 9 times 8 times 7 times 2, times 3 times 2 times 1. You don't need to type that many numbers. Just type a factorial. The calculator will do the whole thing for you. Alright, so in this example, I type a few factorial. I also gave you the screenshot to check your work. I want you to do this on your calculator. So the screenshot is exactly what I expect you to type. The first one is 6 factorial. Cleaned it up. 6 math probability. The fourth one, factorial, that equals to 720. And then 10 math probability, the fourth option, factorial, that equals to a large value, right? Because you multiply 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 and then all the way to 1. And then 13 factorial, 13 math probability, factorial, you have an even larger number, right? So it looks like if you increase the number a little bit, you will get an extremely big value, like 20 factorial, 20 math probability, factorial, you get this number. So how do you write that on your paper? 20 factorial. We study scientific notation, right? Scientific notation. So 20 factorial. So here is how we write that. We write 2.43 or 2.4 times the e is base 10, the 18 is exponents. That represents a very large value. So if you look at this calculator, that means you are taking this 2.4329 something, and then you move the decimal point 18 steps to the right. All right, the next one, 17 factorial divided by 12 factorial, use parentheses. So 17 math probability factorial, close parenthesis, all right, divided by open parenthesis, 12 math probability factorial. So you have this answer. And then 10 factorial times 3 factorial, 10 math probability factorial times 13 math probability factorial. That equals to a large value. So this is a 2.26 times 10 to the 16th power. So that means you take the number you see on my screenshot, you move the decimal point 16 steps to the right. And then let's do a plus 11 factorial wrapped by a parenthesis plus open parenthesis 9 math factorial. So that equals to that. And then 18 factorial minus 14 factorial, 18 math probability factorial minus 14 math probability factorial. So that equals to that. The last one is 6.40 times 10 to the 15th power. Okay. All right, so that is the end of this video. So if you think my instruction is helpful, like, subscribe, share that for me. I appreciate your help really much. I see you all in the next one. Signing out.